Okay, so much to talk about today. I have both good and bad news. Bad news first, Dan and Swampy attended the D23 and talked a bit about the revival, but no relevant news on that front. They basically didn't say anything. There was almost no point in watching the whole thing. I guess they just did it to advertise the new season, but they didn't really tell us that much. But good news, we also got some leaked images from the first few episodes, and they're absolutely beautiful. But one thing at a time, we have so much to talk about today. Let's get started. Let's talk about the D23 super quickly so we can just get it out of the way and move on to those pictures. So, nothing too crazy was said about the revival because Dan and Swampy have been super secretive about it. They did share a teaser of the new season, the first song of the season called The Song of the Summer, very original, but it was also just a rough animatic though, so they probably don't even have it fully animated yet. And that's a pretty huge letdown because this means that the release date is probably not that close. People already started suggesting that the revival might get delayed and be released in 2025, but for the time being, they didn't officially move the release date. It's still late 2024 according to them, and some random sources online say that it's already been delayed, but nobody has confirmed that yet. Phineas's voice actor just answered with an emoji. How am I supposed to get any information from that? But anyway, if you ask me, if they do keep their word, which I feel like they might still air it this year and we might have to wait until November. The weird thing is that we don't have any trailers yet, so if we do get some soon, then absolutely we will get it this year. But if the trailers are not coming out within the next month or so, then yeah, the release date is probably pushed back. For the life of me, however, I could not find even a single screenshot from the song. So if any of you guys found something, have an image or a clip, do let me know and I'll share it with everyone else. Just how is it that we don't have any proof or evidence of the existence of this animatic? For the time being, we just know that there's both Phineas and Candace singing this musical along with someone else, possibly, and we also know that a sequence from the song was choreographed by Povenmire, but I don't know who they are. They are popular on TikTok, so yeah, I'm not sure how to feel about that. Let's just say that I hope it's not gonna be weird. The show had some pretty weird dances already, but those were haha weird. They were not weird, you know? I don't know these guys, but I've checked their TikTok and it seems their dance moves and their choreographies are not that weird. They're pretty normal, I think, but I'm just crossing my fingers here. Then Dan said that this new season already feels like the show we all know and love, and that it has the same energy as the original, but he admitted that it's also elevated in some ways, and that 8 or even 9 episodes of the new season alone will be some people's favorite episodes of all time. So I assume these might be either super clever, pretty touching, or even introspective. Something similar to the Candace movie would be great, actually. And that's pretty much it. Other than this, they told us that Dakemomo will probably show up again. I know, shocking, that's what we all wanted to hear. I do like Dakemomo, but you know, is there really nothing more relevant that they could have told us? And Povenmire also said that there might even be a Hamster and Gretel crossover at some point down the line. And yay, just what I wanted. After the Milo Murphy's Law crossover, I don't really have high hopes, honestly. The rest of the panel was nothing more than just a retrospective about the show, and every other question about the revival was always answered as a joke. Dan said that a character will be killed off, and Swampy said that a very special episode finds the boys helping Dad build a bookshelf. The thing is that these are almost certainly not lies, but they're probably just referencing the smallest details of certain episodes that really have no relevance whatsoever. Especially this death, it's probably just like Balloony dying again, but not even in a meaningful way like he did in the Meep episode, but rather like in the This Is Your Backstory episode, so like something very dumb. Although, imagine if they weren't kidding and they actually do plan on killing off like Grandpa Reg. No! They're probably just talking about, I don't know, an ant someone stepped on or something, but like an ant, the animal, not Aunt Tiana. Still, that's all they said about the revival. But now, the coolest part of the video because we have pictures! The first few images we got are from the first episode, Summer Blockbuster, with an emphasis on the word buster. Apparently on Maple Drive, they're organizing another block party to celebrate the beginning of summer, I suppose, and it seems that everyone in the neighborhood is joining in and has created a little stand or stall of their own right in front of their house. On the Flame Fletcher driveway, we see a machine with wheels, which is apparently a Whack-A-Pass machine, just like in the theme song. So I already have a theory. If you can see, in front of the driveway, there's a little stand, probably made out of cardboard with tape holding it together, and even a broom used to hold up the sign, which I suppose Candace built. This is surely not Phineas and Ferb's work, but the machine clearly is. So Candace probably created her own version of the game with a little cardboard box with Phineas and Ferb puppets coming out of it, and Phineas and Ferb probably helped her kick everything up a notch, and they created this huge machine. They did do a similar thing with her Jeremy scrapbook, like she had a regular sized one and they turned it into this huge ass invention. Now this is a weird detail, but this one house right in front of Phineas and Ferb's, it's not Isabella's. This is actually the house that's next door to hers, the one house that looks basically identical to Baljeet's for some reason. But why? Like, Isabella's house is exactly in front of Phineas and Ferb, so it doesn't look this way here. It seems like they moved Isabella's house to the right. This is just a different angle, I guess. We rarely got to see the street from this specific perspective, but even here, like, it doesn't look like Isabella's house is right in front of Phineas's. I'm very confused. I know it's the tiniest detail, but it's messing with my brain, honestly. Then in this picture, we see a huge hand, not huge hands, Hans's hand, on a platform with Ferb right behind it, controlling it with a remote. Then here we see two of those hands holding darts, so I imagine that's probably the game that Phineas and Ferb built for this festival or block party or whatever. There's also a big structure right in front of the house where I suppose there's a huge target for the darts to hit. So I imagine Phineas and Ferb made their own game and Candace also came up with their own. That's actually pretty cool. Then from the episode Try Another Day, we only have this one picture with this huge sandwich and these cans of mustard, I suppose, on the ground. And I think that potentially, ideally, maybe this could have something to do with Jeremy's uncle subs. After all, this sandwich looks an awful lot like the one in front of his sub shop. But like, that's all I can theorize here. I initially thought this picture was from Appetite for Adventure because, you know, Appetite for Adventure, maybe that's something to do with food, but apparently no, I was wrong, it's from Try Another Day, okay? And I do want you guys though to just appreciate these details, the backgrounds, the objects, they're all so much more detailed than usual. And even the colors, I don't know, but they kind of look a tiny, but just a tiny little bit more saturated and a little brighter, so I kind of love how it all looks. It's pretty similar to the Candace movie, not the first act, thank God, but even compared to the second and third act of the movie, it kind of looks better here. I don't know, it looks more detailed, more refined. Look at the fence and the tree, it's just so beautiful. The ham, the details in the ham, I love it so much. But especially, moving on to the last few images we got, look at the freaking sky right here. These pictures are from episode 1B, Cloudy with a Chance of Mom, and we have a picture of downtown, which seems to be a new area because I don't really remember seeing this one before. It seems like they're redrawing every single background, so that's actually pretty cool. And then we have this beautiful picture of the backyard with Isabella and Baljeet worried looking at the sky as Buford is more serious and moody as usual, and he's probably making a joke about what just happened, I assume. Now, given this machine right behind Isabella, I think it's probably Phineas and Ferb who are messing with the weather here, so it's not Doof, especially because of this little cannon thing he pointed up towards the sky. Maybe things didn't really go as they expected, or I imagine Doof's Nader somehow made their machine malfunction. Baljeet's monitor has some weird looking shape on it, and to me honestly it looks like an animal because, you know, this is the tail, head, limbs, so I'm not sure if it would make sense for an animal to appear on screen in an episode about the weather, unless, like, the storm that's going on is so crazy that, I don't know, everything is flying in the air, animals from the zoo included, but just, I don't know, that's just an idea. Let me know what you guys think this is. It looks like, I don't know, an alligator? I don't know. Finally, we have one last picture from downtown with a view of Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated and some other buildings nearby, and there seems to be some kind of storm surge because the water level is rising, but apparently, in this picture at least, it seems that it's not rising by that much because Doof's building is already pretty close to the sea, so this is probably happening either right after the machine altering the weather was activated or started malfunctioning, or after it's shut down and everything is going back to normal. especially because in the sky there's both those darker, awesome looking clouds and regular white ones, so this is probably either the beginning or the very end of the episode. With that being said though, we're done for the day, so let me know your theories after seeing these images, and just, you know, share your hype in the comments in general, why not? Thank you all so much for watching. I'll keep you updated on the revival as usual, and in case you haven't seen my other videos about it, you know, I'll leave a link to the playlist in the pinned comment down below. I know you don't check the description, so maybe you like the comment section better. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. I'm so freaking hyped. Ciao!